as much as I love 4K, I have not given up on Blu-ray. I still buy Blu-rays. In fact, even if I buy a 4K that comes with a Blu-ray, I'm still keeping my original Blu-ray. So I want to talk about why I haven't given up on Blu-ray. So yeah, the video quality is better, usually. Usually the visuals are better with the 4K, but it just seems like the Blu-ray seems to be a little bit more durable, more resistant to scratches, and that's just my perception. I think they both have a protective layer, but I don't really have those little moments where the Blu-ray just freezes. Now, usually the 4K isn't that big of a deal. If it freezes, just wipe the disc off, but it doesn't usually happen with Blu-ray. So that's why I still like both platforms. Matter of fact, I've seen some really scratched up Blu-rays that still played. All right, so Groove had a sale, a pretty good one too, and I think it was like 3 for $20 or something. It was something really good, and I decided to take advantage of that sale. I picked up some movies on Blu-ray that I was really interested in, movies that I've seen and movies that I want to see again. And by the way, while we're on the topic, if you haven't moved on to 4K and you have some reservations about 4K, I completely understand. Okay, because I still get Blu-rays. I still get Blu-rays because I understand people have some issues with potential playability issues. Like the 4Ks, they have so much data on there that they're more sensitive. Okay, it's a fingerprint is enough to get it to sort of freeze up. I've seen that, but you just wipe it off and you're just fine. But I understand why people are hesitant. And by the way, that's why I think that every 4K should actually come with with a Blu-ray. Everyone should come with a Blu-ray. So I'm gonna grab one right here. This one right here, really good movie. Edge of Tomorrow, but it just comes with a 4K. There's no Blu-ray. Same thing with Dune. I think every 4K should come with some type of Blu-ray, just like this one. Okay, Die Hard, that's pretty good. Because if something goes wrong with the 4K, you're just out of the movie. And that digital stuff, I don't care about that at all. I don't trust that. The whole point behind physical media is so you don't have to rely on the internet. And let me just say that I think streaming is going down. I think all these different streaming companies, they're not all going to make it. You got Peacock, you got Hulu, you got Prime. At least Prime allows you to get Stars and HBO Max and some other ones. There's Paramount's pretty good, but like you can only get so many of them. And then the content that you really want to see, the movies you really want to see, they come and go. And I still like streaming, but I just think that if they continue with their greed, always increasing the price and not necessarily offering a lot of good original content or even content they purchase, they got the license for, a lot of people are just going to say, hey, gas is so damn high. Forget about this. Anyway, let's look at what I acquired from Groove. All right. First, M. Night Shyamalan, Knock at the Cabin. This is probably my favorite M. Night movie. Although I really enjoy Signs. I kind of missed that movie. I want to see that again. But yeah, this movie, the whole premise is that these people, they have to show up at this cabin. And you have this gay couple and this kid, and they're there. So they're basically asking these gay guys, this couple, to make a sacrifice. They have a daughter, and they're asked to make a sacrifice. Either they make a sacrifice within their family or the world. Essentially, a lot of people suffer. And it's really fascinating. This is a collector's edition. Has the Blu-ray and the DVD. Good. Okay. Stanley Kubrick. This movie is really bizarre, but it has Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman. And it's about a man who, he's a doctor, but he stumbles across the secret society. And he gets really nosy, and he wants to know what these people are up to. And it could cost him his life. It could cost him everything. Eyes Wide Shut. Pretty cool movie. Okay. Oh, man. It's been a while since I've seen this. Forgot that Michael Caine was in here. I want to see this again. Julianne Moore. Owen. Children of Men, one of my favorite post-apocalyptic movies. Well, it's technically apocalypse in the process. Essentially, they suffer from a fertility crisis, and well, there hasn't been a child born in what it says 18 years. I remember this movie. I want to see it again. Okay, here's a movie that's very different from what I usually get. Usually it's action and science fiction, some thrillers, some dramas, but here, Lost in Translation. Okay, starring Bill Murray and Scarlett Johansson. Two people meeting, I think it was Tokyo, and having important discussions. Just discussions about life. It's just really cool. I want to see it again because it's been so long. All right, you see a movie and it's really good, but years pass and you just forget about all the details. And you watch it again, it's like you're seeing it for the first time. That's what that's going to be like for this movie. And even Children of Men, I've seen this before. Now, these two movies, I remember, but these two, it's going to be like watching new. I just remember them being good movies. This movie I remember more. It's not as good as this movie, but Deep Blue Sea, they have this underground facility. They're experimenting on sharks. What could possibly go wrong? LL Cool J, Thomas Jane, yeah. Samuel L. Jackson. I totally forgot he was in that movie. My goodness. I find out again. I remember this movie, Contact, Jodie Foster, Matthew McConaughey. He's actually been in two great science fiction movies that I can think of. This and Interstellar. I remember her being an atheist and people questioning whether she should represent humanity when they try to make contact with another species, extraterrestrial species. I remember parts of The Fugitive, Harrison Ford, but I don't remember a lot about it. And again, it's going to be like watching a new movie. I do remember that one scene when he's about to take that jump. He's cornered. He's cornered and he makes the decision to jump. But anyway, Magnolia, man, I remember this being a good movie. I remember Tom Cruise being that inspirational speaker or whatever, but there's so much I forgot about this movie. And Stanley Kubrick's Full Metal Jacket. I remember that's drill sergeant and the bar soap in the sock. I remember that. This movie is pretty awesome. Okay. So, man, dude, sometimes they have some great deals. All right, guys, share your thoughts. Are there any movies that you remember being really good, you enjoy them, but you don't remember all the details? I mean, I've seen so many movies. Okay, there was times I used to go to the movie theater and I go on a Saturday around 10:30 a.m., 10 o'clock. I go to this big multiplex and I would just watch and I would purchase all three movies in a row. I didn't watch one movie and then sneak into another theater. No, I paid for them back to back to back. I would just watch movies like that. That's how much I love movies, okay? And when I worked at Best Buy, I know I was buying a new release DVD every week, one or two actually. I used to always get the new releases. I was a movie fanatic, and now, I mean, I always love movies. I always continue to love movies, but now I'm really getting back into physical media because I don't trust streaming. I just don't, okay? And yeah, 4K is awesome. It really is. But I'm not going to get rid of my Blu-rays even if I get a 4K. Here's my Blu-rays that I decided to upgrade. So I got the 4K versions of all this stuff, but I'm holding on to this. Dark Knight, Batman Begins, Inception, Leon the Professional, Fallout. I bought that on Blu-ray. By the way, you can get a good deal on 4K. So for Fallout, and it's one of the best action movies released in decades. So yeah, I'm not giving up on Blu-ray. All right, guys, share your thoughts.